同学们，大家晚上好，欢迎来到我们今天的海外院校云分享活动。我们的活动呢，现在正式开始。今天我们请到的是3所学校，第一所学校呢是 Fordham University， 还有来自Case Western Reserve University、Weatherhead School of Management，以及 Binghamton University 的招生官老师们。那今天呢，我们的这几位招生官老师将给我们带来一场干货满满的分享活动。同学们可以在分享期间呢，在留言区提出你们属于自己的问题。好，我们现在即将请出我们的第一位招生官老师，就是来自Case Western Reserve University、Weatherhead School of Management 的 Brock 老师。Hi, Brock.
Good morning.
Good morning. Whenever you're ready.
Oh, wonderful. Good. Well, good morning for me, good evening for you, and it's good to see and hear everybody today. And I'm very thankful to be presenting to you and sharing with you more information about the graduate programs at the Weatherhead School of Management. We can go to the next slide. The Weatherhead School of Management at Case Western Reserve University is located in the Midwestern part of the United States in the state of Ohio, which is highlighted in red in the map in the upper left corner there of the slide. You can also see that within the state of Ohio, specifically, we are located in the city of Cleveland. This is one of the great cities of the industrial age of the United States, helping build many different manufacturing types of industries throughout the United States. And Weatherhead School of Management at Case Western Reserve University has been a critical player in the education that is provided to numerous companies, as well as providing graduates, individuals who are employed in many of the great financial as well as other manufacturing and logistics industries that are located throughout the city and throughout the state. We can go to the next slide. Case Western Reserve University is located in the eastern part of Cleveland in an area called the University Circle. This has been ranked the #1 arts district in the United States because of the many different museums, the university, as well as we have the Cleveland Clinic and university hospitals that are world premier, globally recognized medical facilities located right here adjacent to our campus. In addition to that, right in the middle of campus is Severance Hall, which is home to the Cleveland Symphony. Again, a world-renowned symphony recognized globally, and you probably have even heard their recordings. They're a tremendous symphony. We can go to the next slide. The university has been in existence since the 1820s and is home to many different very strong schools, including our School of Engineering, our medical school, which is operating in a brand new health education campus that's been built in partnership with the Cleveland Clinic. We also have a School of Dentistry, School of Nursing, School of Applied Social Sciences. Again, many different schools that comprise the entire university. We can go to the next slide. The Weatherhead School of Management is located in the Peter B. Lewis building. This is the building that you can see in red brick and silver wavy roof lines. This building is the product of the design of Frank Gehry. Frank Gehry has designed many other significant buildings around the world, including the Guggenheim Museum in Bilbao, Spain, as well as the Disney Symphony Center in Los Angeles, California. And so we're very proud of our building. Many people come from around the world just to see the building, but you as students get to live and work and study in this building. You get to spend your days in classrooms and study with your fellow students in the beautiful atrium or in many of the different classrooms and study rooms that are available within this building. We can go to the next slide. The full-time programs that we offer here at the university are very well recognized around different type of ranking systems. Specifically here, you can see the U.S. News and World Report rankings for the university. Case Western Reserve University is number 42 amongst the national universities in the U.S. It is 18th for its contribution to innovation, and we are the number one university in the state of Ohio. And we're excited because that position is due to our strong academic quality as well as the research. We are a research university, and so the contribution of our research to various different industries, again, produces strong students who graduate and contribute in many significant ways across a number of different industries. Specifically in the Weatherhead School of Management, you can see that our MBA, our undergraduate, as well as our business analytics program rankings are listed here from various different sources. And again, these rankings are important to us, and I know they're important to you because they tell a story. They speak to the quality of education that you will receive, the level of support that you will have, and again, recognition amongst our peers here in the United States. We can go to the next slide. Our programs specifically that are open for your pursuit so that you can choose, if you want to choose one of these programs to enroll in, these are all of our full-time programs which qualify for the F1 student visa. These are full-time programs that are also STEM designated. And so that means the US government allows students to take advantage of up to 3 years work experience through optional practical training, or OPT. So this is a tremendous benefit for our students who want to gain not only an education, but some work experience here in the United States. We have our full-time Master of Business Administration degree, as well as our Master of Accountancy, Master of Finance, the Business Analytics and Intelligence, Supply Chain Management, and FinTech graduate programs. These programs are all, again, STEM designated and full-time enrollment options for you to pursue. We can go to the next slide. The Master of Business Administration is a degree program that is 60 credit hours in length, and this program takes about 2 years to finish. You're going to see here some of the admissions profile that we are looking for students, and it is specifically listed there in the center row or the middle row of information that's presented. While we do take GMAT and GRE scores, we are waiving that requirement for 2022. So please be aware that if you do have those scores, we encourage you to submit them, but they are not required for your admission review. So you can waive that requirement. That is going to be the case for all of our programs. So we are test optional for fall 2022. For English language test scores or English language proficiency, you can see the TOEFL and IELTS scores that we generally look for students to have 100 or better on the TOEFL and 7.0 or better on the IELTS. We also like to see grade point averages, cumulative grade point averages that are greater than 3 on a 4.0 scale. This is the only program, the MBA is the only program that does require you to have at least 3 to 5 years work experience as an admission requirement. All the other programs, you don't need to have any work experience at all, or if you have some internship or maybe some work experience, that is always very helpful, but it is not a requirement. All of our programs have scholarship opportunities, and many of our students decide to pursue those. You don't have to apply separately for them. However, when you apply for admission to the program, you can select to be considered for scholarship, and that will allow us to evaluate you not only for admission, but for a scholarship offer. There is no prerequisite coursework that's required for the MBA. However, a couple of our other programs do require some prerequisite coursework. We can go to the next slide. This is the Master of Accountancy program, and you can see it has very similar admission requirements. And again, this is a program that's only 30 credit hours and takes about 1 year. So you could do it in 2, maybe 3 semesters. And so this is a great program for you to consider, especially if you are looking to do or fulfill the requirements to sit for the CPA or Certified Public Accountant exam. We can go to the next slide. Our Master of Business Analytics and Intelligence program, again, has very similar admission requirements. The only thing that's different with this program is that you are required to have completed calculus and linear algebra as a part of your undergraduate program. We can go to the next slide. This is our Master of Finance, which is actually our largest program, and again, it is roughly it's a 30 or 39 credit hour program, depending on the electives or certificates that you decide to pursue, in addition to the basic or core coursework. We can go to the next slide. Our FinTech program is our brand new program that is launching in fall 2022. And again, it's a 30 credit hour program. This program also does have prerequisite undergraduate coursework you need to complete in programming, statistics, and finance. Next slide. And our last program is the Supply Chain Management program. Again, very similar admission requirements to the other programs. While we don't have specific prerequisite undergraduate coursework we expect you to have, we do like to see quantitative coursework in math, statistics, or other types of quantitative courses. Next slide. I think actually we can go to the end. That's the presentation of all of our programs. And again, we have great career development opportunities, and our admission application is open for you to begin to complete right now. So you can go on our website, weatherhead.case.edu, and you can begin to complete the application. Our round 1 application deadline is November 17th, and so we'd like to review your application by then. And I think now we can take some questions. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Brock. So I see a student asking a question, which is, where do students go after they graduated?
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe it's talking about a career.
Careers, yes.
Career side, yeah.
Yeah. Some of our, a lot of our students from China actually return home to China because many of them already have jobs lined up. And so that is quite often the case. And when they do go home, and some do stay here in the United States, no matter what, we see that, again, where they go depends on the program that they're pursuing. So for instance, in finance and accountancy, many of the students go into various types of financial services, banking or investment firms, as well as the analytics program and supply chain management program. Many of those students become analysts, or in supply chain, they might get into procurement or in some form of logistics or analytics within the supply chain industry.
I see. Great. So another question was, what's the tuition fee for a year? I know it could be different for
It
different
varies.
schools and programs. Is there any average
so
fee
most
for this?
the MBA program is roughly about $45,000 a year, and then the other programs, they're only about a year to a year and a half long, so their total program cost ranges anywhere between about $45,000 to $55,000 for the total program tuition.
Okay. All right. So last questions. Where students normally eat on campus? Any food services on campus?
Yes, we have wonderful food service in a lot of our buildings. In fact, Weatherhead School of Management, specifically, we have a nice little cafe that's open for breakfast and for lunch. But we have lots of different cafeterias, dining commons, restaurants that are all a part of a food service plan that you can purchase. But as graduate students, our graduate students we don't have graduate student housing. And so graduate students live all around the community. And so sometimes they choose to be on the food service plan at the university, but most of the time they do not. They just buy their own food.
Okay. Okay, we have some more questions. All right. So what's the percentage of the scholarship that sent to or award to are awarded to freshmen
Yeah, that's a great
students?
question.
Mm-hmm.
And again, we don't the scholarship amount that we award
Mm-hmm.
is only for those students that want to be considered for scholarships. So on the application, you have to select that you want to be considered. So for those that are considered for scholarship, we see the average award amount ranges anywhere between 10 to 20% of tuition covered by a scholarship.
I see. Okay. One more question. Okay,
Mhm.
we have more questions. Okay. One more question. When is the best time to apply?
Yes, right. If you go on our website, weatherhead.case.edu, and look at any one of our programs, when you click on the admission information and look all the way at the bottom, you'll see what are called our application round deadlines. We
Mm,
have 4 rounds of application review, and the first round deadline is November 17th. And so we will begin reviewing applications submitted prior to November 17th after that date. But we accept applications all the way through until April, usually April or May.
mm. Okay. Last question. What are the fun things to do on or outside of the campus?
Oh, there are so many fun things to do. We have lots of great student activities. In fact, I went to one for kind of a Halloween party that was on
Oh,
Friday night on campus. It just
oh.
looked fun. I thought, I'm going to go. And it was filled with students and they had a great time. But we have lots of great restaurants and shopping,
Mm,
wonderful museums. We have just real close within walking distance, right in the university circle. We have 3 art museums. We have botanical gardens. We have a museum of natural history. We have a Cleveland History Museum, and we have all sorts of different museums that you can go to. We also have great athletic teams. So I'm not sure if you've heard of the Cleveland Cavaliers, and I think there's a real famous basketball player, maybe LeBron James. I think
mm.
he's
Oh,
from Cleveland here. Yeah, so we have great athletic programs. Professional athletic teams that you can go see play baseball, basketball,
mm.
football. So it's a lot of fun. Great parks. We have a beautiful park system. And so if you're into outdoors and hiking, lots of great opportunities for you.
Wonderful. All
Mhm.
right. Thank you so much for
谢谢.
taking time. 不客气. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
taking time sharing with us. Due to the time limit, we'll have to call this end for your sharing. But we
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing you next time.
Absolutely. Thank you. Take
All
care.
right.
Bye
You
bye.
too. Have a good day. Bye. 好的，我们非常感谢来自凯斯基础大学维德海管理学院的 Brock 老师的精彩分享。那么，我们接下来的招生官老师呢，由于遇到了一个网络问题，所以我们现在呢，请同学们稍等片刻。之后呢，等老师们的网络恢复之后呢，就会邀请老师们来和我们一起来做一个分享。好的，同学们，非常抱歉，由于招生官老师们出现了网络问题，无法参与我们今天的分享了。那同学们可以通过下载老师们的 PPT 来了解更多的和院校相关的信息。那今天的分享就先到这边，期待下次和同学们见面。